Hey everyone, I'm not normally a vlog type channel where I talk about my personal life, and I'll try to keep that as abrupt as possible, but some of the things that have been happening in my personal life will influence what I'm doing with the car this year, and that's what this video is about. We originally had planned to do both the back and the front end, and as you can tell, we're still working on the back end, and some of that's going to change, but we'll get into that in this video. So originally, like I said, we were planning to do a rear end upgrade as well as a front end upgrade and trying to ditch a bunch of weight out of the car. For you guys that aren't familiar with the car, it has obviously a 5.3 in it, a glide, and it's basically stock suspension. So you can see, stock stamped steel control arms, stock lowers, stock big cast iron brakes, and a lot of it that I had planned for this year was to get weight out of the front mainly, and we were going to swap to a Fox body style front K member, and we were going to hack that one over there that's leaning up against my garage door up and then fit it under this car. So this one here, yeah, and I guess we'll get right into it. The plans have changed. Here's all the lightweight brakes. I got aerospace brakes, tube control arms, single disc rotors, and I actually had one of the things that I was waiting, one of the last parts I was waiting on were these Viking struts. So these aren't modified or anything. I would like to have long travel stuff, but maybe this decision will free up some time to send these out for long travel. Being so that we're already into February now and downtime is really coming to an end, my new plan for the car, and I guess I'll talk a little bit about myself first, is the plan was to do all this, but I have chosen to leave my current career path or job at a company. I want to say, thank you for the opportunity, Tony and everybody that, if you ever watch this, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, everything you've done for me. But I've taken a job making a little bit more money, and it's possibly working more hours is what I foresee. So that's kind of what my thing is I feel like I'm not going to have enough downtime to get this car running and the way I want it. I don't want to be where I was last year and bringing the car out in August. So my new plan now is to take the stock suspension and reuse it basically, and get a good set of shocks. As you can tell, these have just like Monroe cheap shocks on there. I have no adjustability on the front currently. So what this means basically for the car is I'm mostly going to be focusing on front side no prep, and unfortunately Milan's coming back and is going to be operating again. So I don't know how much I will try to pursue racing at Milan, because I feel like the cars without long travel is kind of a waste of money to try to race it at back end or like really bad surfaces. Because even if I do put, like I say, the Viking shocks on here to control the front end, I feel like this car might have like 4 or 5 inches of travel, shock travel in the front, which will equate to maybe 6 inches of like rise in the front of the car. And yeah, I was looking really forward to running this setup, but it is what it is, and you know, life throws you curveballs every once in a while, and you gotta roll with it. So I am still gonna do a couple different things. So I haven't showed you guys the new engine that I'm building along the side, and that will come in a video soon. But for right now, it's really not together enough to like start talking about it. And I'm waiting on a couple parts, and I'll still be waiting on a few parts after I tell you guys about it, because it's, you know, it's a lot of money or whatever. But so the builder for that cam, because it's a custom cam, wants me to move to a 169 first gear set in the Power Glide, and he also wants me in a 410 or higher rear gear set. And he said that, you know, basically I have currently a 180 first gear set and then a 373 rear gear, and he basically said that my gear ratio with 373 will not gain mile per hour in second gear in the 8th mile. So, and that's basically what it did last year. It just, the RPM would just hang. And he said for his cam to work how he wants it to and what he can do to help my program, he would really like to see me make that switch. And I feel like it would help on this current motor setup. So we're planning to, you know, in a couple weeks, order a 169 gear set, tear the trans back down, put that in, check everything. And then unfortunately I did just buy a 373 gear for this, for the back of the car. And you know, unfortunately I say, but you know, that car needs a rear gear, that car needs a, you know, it's got a Power Glide in it with not a good, I don't have any like 176 carriers, so I'll just throw the 180 in there. So it's not like I'm gonna be wasting parts, but it is, you know, something that I didn't foresee having to do. So that, you know, it's kind of just a curveball. You gotta just roll with it. That's basically what he's, you know, telling me he wants me to upgrade. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead and do that preseason, and then just race it on Onondaga. You know, that's the tentative plan for right now. Get everything else together. We might be making an ECU swap, but that'll probably be later. Most of the stuff we'll probably just, you know, get together and just test as much as possible to get the car where it needs to be, where I think it needs to be. And, you know, we'll use the little travel it has in the front and hopefully be able to control it more, slow the front end down. But yeah, so that's kind of my explanation of, you know, how life throws curveballs at you. I've been a field technician for 4 or 5 years now. I think it's been 4 years, and I've loved it for the most part. You know, it's been good to me, and it's, you know, afforded me a lot of things, you know, such as racing the car and everything, so I can't complain. Currently my garage is a mess because I'm having to get my old toolbox out, my old Mac, and that's got to go to the shop that I was hired in at, and then I've got to transfer all my at-home tools, which are a lot of Harbor Freight and things. I got to transfer into the red box and then move that where the toolbox was. So if you see any lapse in video, then you'll kind of know why, but you know, I'm not super regular on when I release videos anyways, but I've been trying to be better at it, and I don't know if it'll show anytime recently, but I'm trying to put out content for you, and I'm trying to get the car out there next year. You know, one of the things I discussed with the new employer is that I'm gonna have time to race. So even with not being able to go to Milan, or we may try it, but I don't know how successful we'll be there, so I may not waste a bunch of time trying to go there. And it's a bummer for me, honestly. Obviously I spent a lot of money on things to make the car better. But, you know, with some of the upgrades that we've done this year, I'm hoping that it makes the car better as a whole. Obviously, you know, with the rear axle build, we can get a lot more power down a lot quicker, and hopefully that helps with everything. But at this point, I'm rambling, and I don't know how many of you guys are still sticking around to watch this. So if you are, leave a comment, like the video, share the video, subscribe if you're not. I appreciate everyone who watches. So I'll see you guys on the next video.